Okay, the mic lights look on, so it should be working. I see the fluctuations. So I don't know what happened. I didn't even touch anything. So all right, we're on for the last half hour here now. So the mic light is on. Though I don't know what made it turn off though. Um, I'll just wait a little bit. All right. Yeah. So everything is good. 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 We were talking about creativity, and I was saying that you don't. I don't see. When it comes to creativity, necessity is not always the inspiration. It's the immediate inspiration, the easiest foundational one, like the one that you absolutely. But Aristotle said in his Metaphysics that when the Egyptians discovered mathematics, they went from the inventions of necessity to the creations of leisure. Leisure not being lazy, but leisure where they don't need to create to survive. And that is very telling, though, because it doesn't always have to be, that, in that case, that's peace. All right. Yeah, sometimes with the technical difficulties, that one I have no idea. I didn't touch anything. I didn't move anything. I didn't touch the phone, so the mobile hotspot didn't get lost. Just the mic decided to be up. Hmm. But yeah, but I would definitely see hey, peace, Jamel. Peace to God. I definitely would see creativity as something that can be also, just cause that we have to create and be creative on all levels just because. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say that but because I say that the creative question that causes all creation is what if? What if doesn't always have to be answering what if we did this to aid this or to do this. It could be just what if we did this just because, just because, right? But just cause it's just cause. Indeed, yeah, that's pretty much it, right? Indeed, it is a God word. Creation is a God trait, right? It's a nature. In the Tao Te Ching, most of the mentality, most of the understanding that they give you is about making everything natural. You know what I'm saying? And when the natural way of things are lost, people don't do the righteous, live the righteous way just cause and things like that. Then there is a detail to it. There are ethics and morals and rules and regulations and things like that. You know what I mean? When it comes to that concept, the natural way of things of just cause would be the way to get back to. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't necessarily mean that you know building creatively due to necessity um, wouldn't wouldn't lead to a supreme creation as well. You know what I'm saying? Would you say people create to show and prove their power? I think, yeah. You know what I mean? Just like people create, create for necessity. Sometimes most people are creating though for the necessity to show themselves, to be. You know what I mean? Right? I sound like a common song now, right? To be. You know? And not saying this as as a creator, but a lot of my life is chronicling the mentalities of creators. You know, people that create, artists and thinkers and whatnot, and and a lot of times with them, it's something that they have to do. So even if they didn't get any money, even if they weren't able to share it, they would still have to make it so in some way they could give it. You know, so the original man is just as the son. You know, he has to give. You know what I mean? He has to give. He has to share. He has to. You know, if he doesn't, then you know what I mean. It's not being. You know, it's just being. You know. Right? It's a good question though. You know? Good philosophical rumination on that one. But yeah, we have less than a half hour left. So, any question? The more detailed that we get, the more detailed that you, since these sessions, um, when the sessions like this, and I don't have, I don't have students in the classroom. What really helps, since I don't have students in the physical classroom, then I look at the details that you were bringing me in the emails as students, you know, uh, in the literature, right? Okay. And the more, the more that we have a back and forth, the more I can be detailed. You know what I mean? The more I can be detailed. Ego or legacy. Sometimes legacy is ego. You know what I mean? Legacy is ego when you were trying to define your legacy. You know, who the hell knows what the hell your ego is? This whole shit. You know what I mean? If you did, if we, for example, if we're the true living gods and we built the right way, all of our add-ons would be so moot, so outdone wonderfully by the youth, by the children, by the best part, that what we did was kind of normal. So what legacy is in that? Um, the warm-hearted feel that you continued it, but you may be unknown. You know, And like the Tao says, the greatest leader is not the one that they love. The greatest leader is actually the one who, when the people achieve things, they say, we did it. And they don't even recognize the leader. You know what I mean? And to me, legacy is a lot of ego. You know what I'm saying? I do things certainly in a hip hop fashion. Like most of my creations, obviously, it's in that realm. So I do it with the mentality that to dominate. You know what I'm saying? To say I was the best of an era, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But that's after the fact, though. That's after I wrote it and shit. And then I look at it and like, oh shit, look at this. This is what I think it is. But that doesn't really happen while I'm writing it, though. You know, I'm not writing and creating and going, yeah, this is gonna be the legacy builder. So people do that. There's people do that. I'm not really thinking like that. It would come out really whack like that. You know? I'm more into making sure that what I think actually comes out, and it's in vein with my nature. It's hard to do when you create. In whatever field you're in, are you truly creating in the vein of your nature? You know? What you intend to be. That's why having a righteous name is so important. The righteous name is the greatest mantra you have. You build it and you're going, I am Saladin, right? I am. Well, what can I not do? I am. That's right. I am Shamel. What can I not do? I've got to do this. I've got to complete this. I will. You know what I mean? It's powerful because you know what that is. You know you. It's the first great mantra.
So, man.
Still online, guys. Still online. Almost finished.
Yeah, well, I support Trump. I support Donald Trump wholeheartedly. And I know you're going to have something to say about it. You have something to say about it when I mention Jay-Z. You have something to say about it when I say I like Eminem. You have something to say about it. No, you don't have anything to say about it when I say that Big Pun is my top 5 of all times in a lot, right?
I ain't got no argument with that.
Okay, so of course you would. You're Puerto Rican. You're biased. You're spick. Nah. You know, I get so much heat from American blacks for me saying the Big Pun should be in the top 5. It's my top 5. You can't tell me who I have in my top 5. And Big Pun is in there. As is Eminem. As is Jay-Z. I'm letting out that 3. I'm going to keep the other 2 to myself.
Yeah, you keep that Eminem and Jay-Z shit to yourself. Man.
No, I said the other 2 were my top 5. So out of my top 5, you only like Big Pun so far.
I guess, yeah. But
Trump 2020, he'll give us $2.5 billion. He'll give us $2.5 billion. Read The Art of the Deal. He makes deals. I know. I used to have to look at his book every freaking day. I'm a Wayne Barrett intern. I went to South Korea to study manufacturing under the tutelage of Kim Woo-chong. Who's the best knower? Who's most qualified? Day, son, day, son, day, son, day, son. And still yes. And Dar Kim.
I didn't see that.
Where's Knowledge Me coming back to the school?
I don't know. You trying to make a
I want Knowledge Me here. And where's Subal? We need to Wing Chun classes. Where's Subal? Is he out now?
I don't know.
We need to get his freezer working. We got to get that up because that's a good deep freezer. People thought it was a refrigerator. No, it's a deep freezer. And that's for long-term storage. We can do some good long-term storage with that. But we got to get this thing together. Things are coming alive here again. The last time I saw things like this was when Father Bouchon first got the shed. Remember when Father Bouchon first set up the vendors and everything? And it was like alive in here. I got my team jacket. That's when I got my Region 1 jacket. Yeah. We need to have things like that again. And Dr. Janal was in the shed. He had his workshop in there.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a wood shop in the junkyard.
Buy everything. Yeah.
I'm going to do a Sanford and Son. You realize how much money is left out on the street on garbage day? Rich people throwing out their furniture. We bring it here. We make sure it's clear bed bugs and roaches, clean it up, refinish it, and we sell it as fine arts. We call it You know, they got us doing this shit up north, and we're making core craft. We call it five craft or five civilized tribes craft, vibes craft. No crab fest, we the grab best because we grab the best because we preserve the best part for ourselves. Even when we're going for Delph, we are one-man armies. Lone wolf. And the bullets never harm me. Jah Rastafari Selassie I to Selassie you. Did I just jack your Peace Course? What are you talking about?
Nah, I'm trying to.
Wait a minute. How am I jacking your Peace Course? It's not our Peace Course.
Oh, yeah.
Who commissioned you to do the proposal? Who asked you to do the proposal and design the course? Say it. Say it. Say Day-Son.
This crazy motherfucker. Yeah,
Day-Son.
Day motherfucking son. Yeah.
Not only did I pin the title, I named it, I gave you the name, and then you wrote this wonderful curriculum. And then over the years, it has evolved into this. I'm going to ask you in front of everybody, will you allow me to take the Peace Course back to its original curriculum? And this time, I have one on, say, like Saturday during the day when one of our teachers used to have his class, and then you have your Peace Course, but it'll mean different things. Like yours is political education, civilization, enrichment. Mine could be positive enlightenment and creative elements, something like that. Yeah. So I'm focusing back on the core of what my vision and our vision was, because it was my vision, but you executed that vision. So it became our vision. Why? Because we were the makers and owners. We created a Peace Course. It's ours. And how long have you been here?
20 years ago.
Does that qualify or disqualify you as a half original man to sit in this seat? They say the Puerto Ricans are half original,
Yeah.
So tell Ponytail Rashim, I guess he gets a pass because he's darker. I don't know. Does he? Black Puerto Ricans, dark-skinned Puerto Ricans get more of a pass. Oh, you have more conquistador blood. Yeah. You're more white.
You say this shit.
Everyone. You've been here for 20 years. You know everybody.
It don't count anymore.
You don't play no mind. It costs you nothing, as the person who made Jay-Z said, it costs you nothing to pay him no mind.
Stop it.
Stop at five. Stop at five. You do know that the blood say 5 because it was emulating the gods. You know that flavor. What's the flavor? The bloods were started by the gods. You see, the old folks, they talk about how we stopped the gangs. Yeah, but then y'all got drunk and high, nodded off, and your kids became gangs again. And Papa knew that when he invited us to his house and introduced us to that old-time 5% of culture favorite, Manischewitz Concord grape. Remember that? When we drank that at Freedom's house?
Yeah.
And what did Papa Wu tell us to do? He told us to watch a movie called Band of the Hands, right? Why did he want us to watch that movie? Why did he want us to watch that movie? Because he wanted to design a school with a curriculum very similar to that. So when I'm moving in accord with Papa Wu's vision. And everything I'm doing is to build what I want to call the Freedom Academy. Freedom Academy will then branch off into a Free Them Academy. So it's freedom and free them. And if Wu-Tang love Papa Wu, they will back us wholeheartedly on this one. And unlike some of these people, I've looked most of those people in the eye, including an embarrassing time with Master Killer, when I quoted a Killer Priest lyric and attributed to him. I'm like going, that's one of my favorite lines. He's like, that was Killer Priest. That happened at the Medina rally. But we're coming back to Mecca at a law school.
Yeah,
Make sure.
Wait. That's why, trust my hip hop word. That is.
No, everybody makes mistakes. The New York Times has a correction page.
I don't remember making mistakes.
Not that you never making mistakes. Okay.
I haven't
Challenge everybody out there. Look through Sunez's work and point out all of his errors. Send him in the comments. Send it to his email. Give him your email so they can send you all your freaking errors.
Yeah.
I will personally give $50 to the person who brings me 50 errors.
Yeah. You won't find 50 errors in my shit.
That's good. I want to pay $50.
Yo.
I'll win either way. We can find some of your errors.
I can fix them, or
Well, you better go back and read your shit then. And also, by the way, when we reopen Common Unity, you'll be able to find all of Sunez's works in Sunez's Peace Corps section. Yes, that's right. Sunez has a section in the store.
That's peace, God. That's peace.
This is about common unity and rebuilding a brotherhood, as our good brother Devon said. It's about the brotherhood. We're continuing the vision of See I Kill and rebuilding this brotherhood by not talking about love, by showing love. I don't have to talk about we need to bring the love back. Just show love.
Show love.
And guess what? The love is back.
Word.
We are family. We are nation. And we are a school. Some people are in the family. Some people are in the nation. And some people just come to the school. Know the difference. Because you might have taught a lot of people, but the only ones who are truly your students are the ones who learn. This message has been brought to you by Common Unity in association with AIG and 5% Media.
Actual God.
Yeah, I got a radio voice because I was on the radio.
That's right. Yeah, me and the guy did too much shit. Yeah, man. The purpose. I see Jamie Jam wrote up purpose, right? You know, definitely. You know what I mean? But yeah, we started this course, you know what I mean? And I pretty much taught it from day one up to now, you know? But the original outlines and the original curriculums, you know, he wrote. And they were more specific, they were more detailed to a specific type of teaching. And I made it what it became, you know what I mean? But the best way to really understand creating, though, yeah, Jamie Jam, is to go out and create stuff. You know, go out and practice the exercise to create in whatever vessels you're creating through, like practice an instrument, practice writing. You know what I mean? Enjoy creations so that you can understand them. You know what I mean? Right? That's the best way. You know. At halftime, yeah, he is hilarious though. One of the most charismatic people I've ever met in my life. And I met a lot of artists, a lot of people. And most of them can't fuck with that. But yeah, this COVID stuff is creator creates creation, right? Creation inspires creator. Creator creates again. Cycle continues. The creator is inside his own creation, this universe. So everything he creates affects his creation and affects him. Right? Okay. Sounds interesting, Jammy Jam. Yeah. Yeah. All right, we got 10. All right. Law G, peace. Peace. This is your first time here. This is the second part, second stream of today's class because I had technical difficulties. Just remember to go. Email me for details. Go on 5% Media to see the column that I write every week about this class, about things that inspire, things that I want to get into in detail. Yeah, it's a way of life, lifelong learning. Though you see, the thing is, though, is that it happens for those who want to learn, and it happens for those who refuse to learn. They still learn. You know what I mean? The reason I say it is because one of the mentality of the Eastern way of learning is to unlearn things, right? You're unlearning the wrong way. You know, I got time for any random question. I have time. Okay. If I'm here, I got time. Right? But those who refuse to learn, though, are still learning how not to learn. They're working on not learning. They are working on not absorbing. Do you realize how much work that's a lot of work. That must be a lot of work to do that. You know what I mean? It can't be easy. You know what I mean? Right? But yeah, have time. Throw that question. Yeah. You know, we have a couple of minutes here. This class is from 7 to 10 Eastern Standard Time. So when I'm streaming, though, I will stream between those hours. If I don't stream immediately, it's because I have a conversation in the classroom with a student or someone that I'm not ready to start yet, or I just have more likely technical difficulties, right? Like today. Right? But if you have that random question, you have time, let me know. Just throw it out there. Right? It's the last 5 or 6 minutes. Understand that. Look, most of the homework assignments are given. The details I give are to learn. Have you learn how to ask your own questions, how to question yourself, as opposed to just why and in such a negative aspect or useless, useless, more emotional driven way. But to ask yourself questions that give us real answers. So whatever you don't know, you're putting that into words. I don't know what. You know what I mean? Putting it into words, right? Man. Oh, there's a question. Um, both of them are not in my top 10 for any reason. Um, if you took away Jay-Z from all hip hop, like you did some eradicate all history of him, there's not one technique, there's not one style, there's not one thing that he did as an MC that is lost in hip hop. Now, if you did that with Rakim, if you did that with KRS One, if you did it with Tupac, and I know it's Tupac is not as technically gifted. If you did it with Tupac, uh, if you did it with a lot of the legends of Wu, like Ghostface, um, if you did it with Nas, you would be missing massive techniques, massive styles. If you did it with G-Rap, Chuck D, how do we have a top 10 though? And they're not on that. So that's silly talk. Eminem is just technically verbally dexterous. Doesn't have much content really. You know, sounds like an auctioneer to me. It doesn't sound stylistic at all. You know what I mean? And it's a really poor man's Pharoah Monch, who I think is at the level of GOAT candidacy. But how could he be top 10 though when I could name 10 people? How could Jay and Eminem be top 10? I could name 10 people. So much more important, right? I don't have an order. Right? These are people that to me are greater, more important. You know what I mean? Greater artists, greater writers, greater songwriters, more important to the culture. Right? If they weren't around, they would affect the culture greatly. It would be greatly damaged. It wouldn't be what it is. That's in a positive term, not just a monetary, not just as a monetary device. Um, be totally different. Right? So a lot of people looking at things and answering these questions as far as as far as sales and sales impact and who people keep copying and things like that. But then you look at their techniques and what they've done, they really don't have any innovations. You know what I mean? What innovations are there? You know what I mean? Right? They just have a lot of hype. Then who? You said Jay has more 5% influence in his rhymes than who? Eminem, of course. Right? Right? So I don't know. I don't know who you're saying more than who, right? Right? I'm good at arguing, so I think that if I was thinking of go, level MCs and things like that, Dayson was saying he was talking about Big Pun. I don't. I respect work, and Big Pun doesn't have enough work. And but as far as technical aspects, might be the most gifted I've ever heard. You know, he's up there. You know what I mean? So somebody says he's a gold candidate. I don't know. But you need work though, because there's people that put in the work, and they had to be having to be greater. Where was I writing here? Right there. I have to think about these people before I even thought about Jay-Z or Eminem. And still, I could think about chunks of more. Okay, in 37th degree in the 1 to 41, it seems to me that the answer has nothing to do with the question, and two, doesn't imply that Yaku is righteous, and Tupac belongs on no top 5 list. So let's answer the easier question. Technically gifted. Half of the inflections, look that up. I'm not going to explain it. Half of the inflections and charismatic overtures in the last 15 in this century are from Tupac. And if you don't believe me, then go check for it, right? Songwriting, poetry, being able to tell stories of vantage point from different people emotionally that you are not, from a father's standpoint, from a woman's standpoint, from a thug standpoint, all these different standpoints. Um, all of the guys I just mentioned, they didn't really do that. The closest to do that is probably Ghostface, and he doesn't do it as much. But as far as songwriting skills, an actual song that means something, not bars, the chorus will repeat this, so we'll say things that sound like it fits with that. That's a bar song. Actual songwriting. Tupac is one of the greatest songwriters ever. And his technical skills are extremely underrated. I didn't say his uh, uh, vocabulary, vocal dexterity, but he's a poet in a simpler vein of vocabulary and technicality, just in a supreme level, just the way Langston Hughes is that kind of poet. Just like Langston Hughes was able to talk in so many voices, but there's no vocabulary, there's no dictionaries that you really need when, you know, there's no advanced mind-boggling layering in Langston Hughes poetry, and yet it's sublime. Tupac is like that. So, rethink your incorrect statement belongs in no top 5 list because I just proved it in less than 5 minutes. But in the 37th degree, it's a good degree. A lot of people don't ask that question, and that's how you come up with understandings about degrees. You ask yourself, why would he say this? Why would Elijah answer to Fard saying this? Tell us why does the devil, why the devil teases the 85% that God is a righteous unbeing, an unseen being that exists everywhere, right? But Allah's God on earth. By the way, I love the we always look at the bad grammar of 120, but I love the grammatical beauty. Well, I'm not going to say grammatical beauty, but I love the poetic beauty of this kind of run-on sentence, but which is beautiful. Allah is God on the earth. Allah is God on the earth and the heaven above, and is just the truth. For there's no unrighteousness, but He's not unseen. He is seen everywhere, for He's the all-I-seeing. Right? The devil teaches the 85 that God is an unrighteous and unseen being that is everywhere. So he just answers and he tells you, well, He is everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So no matter what, He's not unseen, He's seen and heard everywhere. So it does answer. It's just a little bit indirect. You know what I mean? It's a little bit indirect. Biggie, what did Biggie talk about? I'm still wondering, what did he talk about besides what, We talk about Brooklyn MCs though. You know who's a Brooklyn MC that is light years beyond Biggie that would go on my list here personally, because I always go with the lyricism first, is Killer Priest. Compared to Biggie, he has nothing to say, you know? And the truth is, because they had short careers though, the truth is Biggie would have had a shorter career or a less impactful career than, as far as quality goes. Now, don't give me commercialism and success commercially, but he would have had a less impactful catalog than Big Pun, if Big Pun was still alive. Big Pun was an avid reader. He was really a real genius. A lot of his verses that he wrote that came out on the second album that were really genius. They were written way before. So just a more expert writer, had more to say, read more. You know what I mean? Always favored that type of MC. Biggie didn't have any topics at all, so he had pretty much drained everything out by the second album. You know what I mean? My problem with Big Pun, is that which every MC that was going into the dark ages, the musical quality, Yeah. But yeah. And Rap God, he doesn't sound like an auctioneer, right? But let's get into the Tribe of Jabbar. Well, what about the Tribe of Jabbar? Okay, what about it? I'm missing something. Is cannabis in your top 5 lyricists? Personally, I like Cannabis though, but he babbles too much though. And for me, lyricist though isn't someone that just rhymes forever. As you could tell, I favor songwriting. That's why the underrated GOAT candidate, not an absolute. I consider Rakim, Keras, Cool G Rap absolute GOAT candidates. I consider Nas, Black Thought, Ghostface Killer, we could say, near absolute. And kind of the undercover ones are like Pharaoh and Jizza. But I meant talking about Pharaoh, Manch. He's a real songwriter. Real songwriter. Until you make a song, you don't know how difficult it is to make a song and a theme and a concept. And when you see people make songs like that, that's why I said Tupac. Then you appreciate how much more difficult it is to MC an actual song. What made hip hop what it is today? It was the first actual like song. Don't push me because I'm close to the edge, right? An actual song, not just party bars or bars of some sort. Cannabis doesn't always make songs, but he definitely is a fun catalog. You know, he has a couple of throwaway albums, but in such a long career, though, that's allowable. You know, um, a very fun catalog when you want to hear beats and bars. You know, skip it. Right? I never would put Styles P anywhere near, deep lyricist. That I just, and I'm still confounded that people thought the new Locks album was good. I don't. Maybe I got the wrong one. I don't know. So, Planet Asia. He's such a dope MC. He's hard to judge within the context of legends. So the way songs are made is different and stuff like that today. So it's like he has skill sets. They're not songs like I'm saying songwriting, but Planet Asia songs are actually like thematic explorations. So they always hold a theme. So they're not always about topics and concepts. Let's say if I compared it to like what Tupac is, right? Yeah. Why would I ever have DJ Quick or Sugar Free in my top 10? Right? The only West Coast MC that'll be in the top anything is Planet Asia, Razkaz, real lyricists like that, right? It's how you judge MC elevation, right? You say Cannabis is top 3. I mean, people say top 3, but I just named people that he absolutely cannot beat. How are you in a top 3 when they're owned by KRS, Rakim, and Cool G Rap? I don't. How could you know what I mean? And we talk about songwriting and technical skills and being able to make songs. Then I always open the argument of L Cool J, even though I don't consider him go like that. A great one, certainly. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't demean West Coast to say he's quick. His top 5. I easily find 5 MCs that demolish him. I already found 2. All right. Absolutely, yeah. We've got to expand our catalogs though. If we're putting DJ Quick in any kind of top anything though. That's what are we doing here? Agree with that. Yeah, West Coast overall. Yeah. Big L. Big L is probably the one that really didn't get to develop. You know what I mean? Really didn't get to develop. And you can tell because he's inspiring a crew of incredible MCs, OC, AG, Lord Finesse, and he doesn't have the work. At that moment, he doesn't have their work. So he didn't get to, show him why he's the leader in that bunch, in skill and talent. It's just a real tragedy. You know, I always have difficulty judging him. You know, right? Brooklyn MCs more technically skilled than Big. Let's see, Sean.
Smith and Wesson.
Yeah, I go.
Sean Price.
Yeah, somebody said here Sean Price, Kane, Def. Yeah,
Smooth the Hustler.
yeah, Smooth. Yeah, maybe
Trigger the Gambler.
Trigger the Gambler. Yeah,
MOP.
I don't know. I'd tie him.
MOP does ignorance the same way the locks do. They make it sound
No, but talk about Biggie though.
You don't think MOP is better than Biggie? I think MOP is better than Biggie. Yeah, I'm saying it. MOP as a team can take on Biggie. Put their catalogs together.
No, but that's not fair.
Oh, we can't because Biggie doesn't have a catalog.
Yeah. Biggie, MOP
but
catalog
MOP
is
has
like
a catalog, which means they're better because they put out consistent. But yeah, not to be fair, he did get killed.
Yeah. Come on.
So he didn't have a chance to build his catalog. He might have evolved as an artist and have a similar trajectory like Jay-Z had. But I still think, so basically make it fair, compare all artists' first two albums to each other. I think that makes it fair.
Yeah, I'm biased there because I like MOP's first two albums, you know.
But it's not it's not a bias because it's level. It's level.
Yeah.
If you compare the first two albums.
I bought Two to Death without a second thought before ever getting Ready to Die. MOP's first album, to me, I love it better than Ready to Die.
It's because they're different parts of Brooklyn.
Yeah.
You see, technically, Biggie wasn't even from Bed-Stuy. St. James is a different part of Brooklyn.
Yeah, if you don't want to give
technically, he's on the border. He's not in Bed-Stuy. Yeah, I'm going to get technical because I was in Bed-Stuy. I was on Gates and Nostrand. And I never saw Mano. Where was he at? I've been on Gates and Nostrand. Where was Mano? My people don't know Mano.
Listen, leave Mano alone. He's not even in these conversations.
I mean, he's good peoples. He's definitely good peoples. He's fam.
He's not.
But I just don't remember him. But check this. That don't mean shit because
I'm saying he's not good enough to be in this conversation. Like he's not.
Just Mano.
He's not.
Don't you realize he runs up and slaps people? You want to get slapped soon, yes?
Slap me with something good.
Mano says he slaps
slap
people.
Me with some bars.
Yeah. Well, you know he wouldn't slap a god anyway. He know better. Even Mano wouldn't slap a god.
Yeah. You know. But no, but I did. I hear he's a good player.
Is Mano God himself? Does Mano got knowledge himself? If he was on Gates and Nostrand, that's God's avenue. Gates Avenue is God's avenue. He gotta have some knowledge or been touched by the 5%. Yo, Mano.
But let me.
Was you ever got knowledge yourself?
Let me answer this question. I see guys that I don't know anything about it, God, other than you have to be connected to the firstborn to know about it or something. I really don't know anything about it. Okay, so I see God in this form. This is for everybody else. If you ask a question. Like a question, so that way I know. It's not something to be connected to the firstborn to know about that. We don't bear witness to saying that we're the tribe of Shabazz because we're not lost and found. We always was the gods. Devil only fooled Muslims. Firstborn Prince was the firstborn that was teaching that we are the tribe, the tribe of Jabbar, which is the Godhead tribe. Like. With those who always had the knowledge of self, and we're always destined to get the knowledge of self. We're always destined to be who we are, and that was the real point. You know what I mean? It's really not a complex thing, you know. It's certainly not some, inside scoop that you have to know firstborns, because pretty much most people that talk shit don't know any firstborns and never met them at any meaningful level. Yeah, cannabis. Cannabis has a lot of stuff, man. I think you're talking about Cannabis having 16 albums. I don't know how many he has, but I got at least 21. I got over 20 because some of them are listed extra because they're double albums like Lyrical Law, but I got over 20. So it's over 20. I got over 20. Like I said, I collect, you know what I mean? I can't write about this shit if I don't know about it. Have you heard any Styles P joints outside of albums into the new millennium? I didn't say Styles P is a good MC, but if you don't make albums that are worthwhile, then you're not in this conversation. Yeah. That's real peace, Cosmic Allah 13, that Planet Asia inspired. That's real peace. You know what I mean? That's a great brother right there. Uh, let's see. LL's kind of slept on. Oh, yeah, of course he slept on. Yeah, definitely. I don't know. I have a preference for everything up to a certain year for him, like through 95, definitely. Maybe a little one after album after, but like 96, you know, I enjoy all of his works definitely through there. So, and that's a run. That's a run. You know, Quick is a great songwriter though. I mean, if we, I said Pac was a great songwriter, Pharaoh Monster's a great songwriter. So, what context are we in though? Are you equalizing them, or you know, I don't know. KRS One doesn't have to be in your top 10, top three, but no matter what though, he has more innovations, and the guy that you put in the top three is doing shit that he made up. That's just a fact. You know, I built with KRS One though. He's a good brother. You know, he's a lot more humble than you think, right? But yeah, the truth is, look, let's be it. We have favorites though. I said tops and stuff, but my favorites are a totally different list because I have certain ideas, and you know, I do different things, so I want to hear different things and have different experiences though. Like for example, I would never say he's top 10 all time, but he's in so many artists though. I don't want to say top maybe 30, 40, and that to me that's incredible. Um, but a top five favorite for me has always been Guru. You know what I mean? But if you do top, literally, who's the greatest? If you don't have Karis One, if you don't say Karis One is in the top three greatest, then whoever you put in his place though is doing the shit that he invented. Like it's just what it is. It's not even a, you know, it's what it is. Right? Smith and Wesson, you appreciate Smith and Wesson, by the way, as a note, if you see him live. Just a side note. Karis said a lot of things. He even said he was hip hop and not like a thing, you know. Like I said, you got to build with Karis One. You got to see where he's coming from, though, you know. But I guarantee you that if you read the Gospel of Hip Hop, you would be very intrigued as a philosophical work and as a historical work about hip hop. You know, the man has a lot of things to teach. He's a very great thinker, and it's not the God. He's not in the nation, though. Like you know, he's a builder. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't like the Cocoa Brothers album back then, but I appreciated it more over the years. You know, Elevation. Wow, you got a lot of hate, but yeah, like I said, I agree with the anger you're coming from Elevation, but I built with him on it, so I know where he was coming from with all that. You know what I'm saying? And he's a person that studies, so he sees his own way. But a lot of things that are right, though, he sees it as well, and you know it clashes because we teach the right things. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, I don't know about all that Mano history. You know, man, Coogee Rap, my Mount Rushmore, the most influential and necessary in all of hip hop, as far as like the development to its peak, is KRS One, Rakim, Chuck D, and Coogee Rap. That's my Mount Rushmore. You know, it's not the best. There's a lot of stuff we can say best of favorites. You know what I mean? Like just as a favorite, Guru's a favorite. You know what I mean? But they have limitations, so it's hard to rank them as top. You know what I mean? Even though they do some stuff that is better than anyone ever. But Cool G Rap is seminal, and he's one that seems to be limited by his content, but he has so much technical ability and creativity that it's just mind blowing. You know, and another one, great. If Cool G Rap wasn't who he was to me when I met him, I don't think I wouldn't be doing this. You know what I mean? As a young writer, though, he really inspired me and was to continue to be a journalist and a writer. You know, right? Just by the way he, you know, his temperament and the way he was when I interviewed him. I mean, really great. I did enjoy that Smith and Wesson Pete Rock album a lot. Yeah, I do remember Casanova Super Lover C. All right. Yeah, I don't know, Mr. G1, if you're answering about Papoose or Ruru. Yeah, Papoose is. I don't think Papoose is slept on. You know, I think he gets the respect he deserves. Um, he's not a great album maker. You know what I mean? He falls just the way the Locks members do. You know, they make Dark Ages formatted albums. You know, Posse Cut, Gangster Cut, Track for the Ladies. You know what I mean? Party, uh, hardcore party song. You know, these terrible concepts ideas. You know, Half a Mill's great MC. It was a tragedy. You know? That's all I can say about Half a Mill. And Half a Mill influences a lot of MCs and inspires a lot of MCs. You know what I mean? Very, very dope. But with that said, the last question about was the Tribe of Jabbar, and I answered it. Don't put so much heaviness into that. You know what I mean? It's just the perspective out of the mystery that the Tribe of Jabbar has. You know what I mean? Has. Um, but yeah. And speaking about MCs, though, right as I'm about to log off, a great MC logs in, Infinite Mind. So, with that note, I'm going to leave this party and I'm not even gonna listen to hip hop. I'm gonna listen to some salsa or something. You know what I mean? Maybe more James Brown, but just mess with y'all. But until next week, stay healthy, keep strong, and build, create, be the God. Right? Just don't learn about God. Be the God. Right? Right? So peace to everybody out there. Email me, do the analysis of the column. If you're around the school, come to school because I'm here. All right? Peace.